End of the year na nakaraan, meron ng legal team daw ng DOJ drafting a complaint for murder under RA 9851 for the deaths of 3 persons in the Davao Prison and Penal Farm. In coordination nga ito dun sa Quadcom.
I'm not so particular, ma'am. I can get that information kung meron na pong complaint na na-prepare. No? Pero malalaman po natin, sa ngayon po, wala pa pong naisasampa sa amin sa pagkakaalam ko. Pero kung meron na pong preparation yung task force, I'm sure they will submit it to us po.
We found it necessary. Kinailangan po magtayo kami ng task force for AJ case. Sapagkat nung turn over sa amin ng Quadcom yung kanilang mga findings, we could not rely on them for being just incomplete. Kasi hindi ho talaga kompleto to make a case. Kaya kailangan po i-case build up. That's the reason why we put up the task force, ma'am.
Pero ang balita ko at may nakita akong draft na March 6, yung task force ninyo humihingi pa ng 60 days para matapos yung investigasyon. Pero hindi binigay itong request na to. March 6 to kung 60 days abot pa tayo ngayon. Was the DOJ aware that the ICC was going to issue a warrant already, so 60 days was unnecessary?
Hindi po, hindi po kasama sa usapan niya kasi yung 60 days po, kaya po sabi ho sa akin na isang prosecutor, sumulat siya sa akin, yun po verbally ho, sinabihan ko pwede na naman extend na 60 days. Kasi nga, mahirap po talaga magagilap ng mga kaso na matagal na ho nangyari. Ang sabi ko nga nung isang beses, wala nga mga police report, wala nga mga blatter ang marami. Mahirap po itong trabaho namin na gumawa ng kaso at
nga napakahirap at saka mga cold case na yan at nakaraan na yung taong-taon, bakit pinagpilitan at hindi binigay yung 60 days na hinihiling?
Hindi, binigay po namin ng 60 days, kaya lang hindi na kami sumulat. Ito yung verbal na lang.
Pero March 6, 60 days, aabot pa yan ng ilang buwan? Yes, Prosecutor Fadulion. March 6 yung sulat
Yes, kung ako po'y pahihintulutan ninyo. Ito po yung naka-flash dito sa screen ngayon, Madam Chair. That is a bogus document. That is not a real document because there is no such document which contains exactly what is highlighted there. Yan po ang totoo. Ang meron po kami...
So, saan galing yan? Sino si Abugan?
Herbert Calvin Abugan is the OIC Senior Deputy State Prosecutor of the Department of Justice. He heads the task force.
So totoong tao siya?
Totoong tao po siya.
Totoong
tao po siya. Yung dokumento po ang hindi totoo. Dahil kung titingnan niyo po, Madam Chair, wala akong pirma yan. Kung yan po ay totoong memorandum na nakalusot at nakarating doon sa kinauukulan, dapat po pirmado yan.
So binaliwala na lang to at para sa ating lahat, sinasabi niyo peke to.
Manufactured po ito kasi po pinaghalo-halo nila yung nilalaman po niyan. Yung sinasabi po ninyong hinihingi na extension na 60 days, kaya nga po, hindi nga po totoo yung dokumento. Pero ang hinihingi po extension na 60 days, kasi doon po sa unang department order na ginawa ni Secretary Boying, 60 days lamang po ang taning na binigay sa kanila para magsimula sila ng investigasyon. Kulang po yung panahon na yon, kaya po sila humingi ng karagdagan. Now, part of those that are indicated in that document, na sinasabi naming non-existing, ang tanging dokumento na nilabas namin ay yung pinadala po namin sa Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, updating the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee on March 6, 2025 of the events that happened in...
So yun, tama yun.
Opo.
At hindi 60 days ang hinihingi. Walang ganon.
Wala po kaming binabanggit na 60 days doon po sa sulat.
So yun binigay ninyo sa Senate?
Yes, Madam Chair.
So, ang tinatanong ko lang, sa dinami-dami ng investigasyon, may task force pa ang DOJ, bakit yung DOJ hindi na lang nag-conduct ng sariling investigasyon? Imbes na nag-ICC pa at kung ano-ano pa. Nag-task force naman kayo. May Quadcom pa, may Senate pa, di ba?
Tama po.
Ang sinasabi ko, lahat ng ebidensya, dokumento, testigo nanggaling sa gobyerno. ng Pilipinas. Lahat ng pangyayari ay nasapit dito si Pilipinas. Ang buong kaso ng ICC sa ebidensya at testigo ibinigay ng Pilipinas. Bakit di na lang ang admin ang nagsampa ng kaso kay Presidente Duterte sa husgadong Pilipino? Takot ba tayo sa dating Pangulo? Wala ba tayong kumpiyansa sa ating mga huwes, sa ating mga husgado? Tignan natin ang mga kaso sa ICC. Ang liwaliwanag. Unang-una, doon sa ebidensya ng ICC prosecutor, nanggaling lahat sa agendang ibinigay at kinalat ng ICC. Ang liwanag kasi lahat ng dokumento galing sa PNP, galing sa drug watch list, financial records, forensic evidence. Ikalawa, yung timing. Nagdududa kami kasi una, may committee report yung Quadcom ng 18 December. Pagkatapos yung prosecutor, agad-agad, pumila na ng warrant of arrest sa February 10. Pagkatapos noon, March 7, may ICC warrant. So, looking at this series of coincidences, parang may all-of-government approach na dakipin ng dating Pangulo. Ang hindi namin maintindihan, klarong-klaro naman na ito rin ang binasehan ng ICC case. So, gusto lang namin maintindihan kung paano nangyari. Hindi naman nila makukuha yan kundi galing gobyerno.
Pwede po akong sumagot, ma'am. Yung binabanggit nyo po, ma'am, na confluence of events na nangyari, mga petsang binanggit po ninyo, wala pong kinalaman doon sa ginagawang investigasyon ngayon ng aming task force sa department.
Ibig sabihin, nandyan pa rin yung task force?
Nandyan pa po yung task force. Hindi pa po natatapos yan dahil...
Naku, magdaan-daan ka ba to?
Dahil sa napakarami pa pong kasong dapat tingnan. Ngayon, ang banggit nyo po, Madam Chair, is that bakit hindi na lang dito gawin yung investigasyon? Iba po yung naging subject ng investigation kung di po ako nagkakamali patungkol sa dating Pangulo. While it covers the period 2011 to 2019. Ito pong mga investigasyon na ginagawa ngayon ng task force ay patungkol po doon sa mga biktima, naging biktima ng tinasabing drug war. At itong pong mga tao na to ay ngayon pa lamang lumalabas. Sinasabi po natin, meron po mga dokumento, andyan dyan yung mga ehensya na pwedeng lapitan. Hindi po ganun kadali.
Pero maliwanag yung 2016 to 2019 na sinasabi nyo sa ICC, sako pa rin ng task force ninyo.
Sako po siya, pero hindi po siya aktual na kaso na subject noong kaso na kinakaharap ngayon ng ating dating Pangulo. Ang amin pong ginagawa ngayon ay tingnan itong mga...
But they are overlapping surely, Prosecutor Fadulion.
They may overlap. That's what we're trying to find out. That's what we're trying to find out po, ma'am. But what we're just saying...
I think there's no mystery. Nandyan naman sa warrant of arrest ng ICC, nandyan naman sa prosecutor's brief. Maliwanag naman.
Yes, it would overlap, ma'am. I would agree with you if the subject matter and the persons involved and the victims are the same. But remember, there are so many other cases which are being cited, and these are the ones which are being looked into by the department right now. Kaya kinakausap po yung mga testigo, at dapat po sana nating maunawaan na ito po ay pinaglipasan na ng panahon. Ilang taon na po ang nakadaan dito. Hahagilapin po yung mga testigo, ang mga dokumento at mga ebidensya.
Kaya nga, nung unang hearing, sinabi talaga ni SOJ Remulla na natuklasan lang nila na magkakaroon ng warrant noong March 11. Pero nakikita natin, buwan-buwan na ito. Nag-umpisa pa noong Mayo, aktibong-aktibo na. At it involved the cooperation of so many government officials. At nandyan yung... kung sino-sino, di ba? Andyan na yung DOJ, sumapi na yung House of Representatives, yung Senado, DILG, DOJ, PNP, CHR, DND, AFP, PCTC. Ang dami na umabot na sa cabinet level. At lahat ng galing sa Pilipinas yung ebidensya. Parang mahirap paniwalaan na hindi tumulong ang ating gobyerno sa lahat na ito.
Sana ho, alam namin, kasi sasabihin namin ito totoo, ma'am.
Kasi eksakto.
Wala talaga ho kaming alam na nakipag-usap.
Sapol. Doon sa hiningi ng ICC representative, sapol din yung binigay ng Pilipinas at sakto din yung lumabas sa ICC warrant of arrest at yung prosecutor.
Ma'am, yung mga civil society organizations na naglalakad dito, masipag sila. Nasabihin ko sa inyo.
Pwede ninyong sabihin na o banggitin yung pangalan? Kasi kahit civil society ka, kahit senador ka, hindi mo naman nakukuha yung mga police blotter, yung mga CCTV, yung mga medical records. Imposible mo naman makuha yan.
Ayoko hong baka gantihan pa ho sila eh. Kasi marami pa hong salarin na nakalaya pa rin hanggang ngayon at naka-uniforme pa rin ho.
Senator Bato, ganun ba kadali makakuha ng bank records? Palagay ko, di ba, covered yan ng bank secrecy? Parang imposible makuha yan. Paano nakuha lahat yan kung hindi tunulungan ng ating pamahalaan?
Hindi ko, I have no idea, ma'am. Basta,
ang PNP,
marami masipag hong magkapang. Yung mga civil society organizations.
Chief PNP at saka General.
Na nagpa-facilitate po ng lahat ng yan.
Si Chief PNP po, si General Torre, sinasabi ninyo na makukuha yung forensic evidence, lahat ng testimonial evidence, police blotter, CCTV footage, at kung ano-ano pa, makukuha yan sa presinto. Basta pupunta ka doon, dayuhan ka. Halos hindi ka nga makapagsalita ng wika na naintindihan. Pero madadali mo lahat ng dokumentong yon. Ganun ba kaluwag ang presinto natin?
Madam Chair, hindi po. We need a request coming from the court if you need, or coming from us, requesting us na kailangan po for investigation.
So, nag-request po ba kayo? Dahil klaro naman, wala naman na court order.
As far as I can remember, wala pong request coming from the ICC na mag-request sa PNP.
So, dun sa Station 6, paano nila nakuha lahat yun? Sa Batasan Hills, sa QC. Paano na nadali lahat ng dokumentong yun kung wala namang court order at wala namang kayong utos?
Madam
Kahit
Chair,
ano pang sipag ng civil society, hindi nila makukuha yun kasi confidential, di po ba?
yes, Madam Chair, but we will investigate regarding this matter, but I have no idea regarding this matter.
Wala pa ho yung Quadcom, ma'am, nung nag-investigate si Congressman Abante under the Committee on Human Rights ng House. Napanood ko po yung episode na yun eh. Dito, pagkatapos po nun, nag-merge na po sila into Quadcom. Pero doon po sa hearing na yun, ang dami po lumabas talaga. Ang dami hong information na lumabas with regards yung sa mga patayan po na nangyari sa Batasan noong panahon na yun.
So, ang sinasabi po...
Pero, Madam Chair,
yes, Senator Bato.
hindi naglabasan doon yung mga forensic report, hindi naglabasan doon yung mga ebidensya, yung mga medico-legal report, o hindi naglabasan doon. Ito very detailed ng mga bagay-bagay. So, it gusto siya, Madam Chair, na kung yung complaint ng mga biktima ng AJK Kuno, na hindi sila makakuha daw ng blatter sa istasyon, ibig sabihin, Pilipino yun ha, complainant mismo. Ibig sabihin, napakagaling nito mga taga-ICC at nakuha nila lahat ng record na ito without cooperation coming from this government, Madam Chair.
Kaya nga pinagtatakaan natin kasi nagsusumipag tayo sa Senate, di naman natin madali yung mga ebidensyang yan. Nandito si Secretary Manalo at nais kong itanong kasi nung 28 March, inulit rin ng Malacanang matapos na yung aresto na yung ICC has no jurisdiction in the Philippines. We also agree that the ICC has no jurisdiction and that statement is tantamount to a rejection of ICC's jurisdiction over the country. Kasi hindi na tayo party sa Rome Statute. Tama po? Sa Law of Treaties, di ba? Ganun po?
Yes, ma'am. That's how it goes. Tama.
Are you familiar with the executive order of U.S. President Donald Trump, which imposes sanctions on the ICC? It was issued on February 6 of this year and effectively freezes all properties and interest in properties found in the U.S. or held by U.S. persons, practically anyone who helps investigate, arrest, detain, or investigate certain persons Hindi ba ganun yung executive order, yung tungkol sa sanctions sa ICC? Among the protected persons is a citizen of an ally of the U.S. not consented to the jurisdiction of the ICC or not a state party to the Rome Statute. Ayan. So, ang tanong ko, andito rin, makikita natin, may dokumento na ang Pilipinas is identified as a major non-NATO ally. Tama po ba? Matagal na yan, luma na yan, no? Diba, yung non-NATO ally tayo, hindi naman tayo NATO, pero talagang kaalyado tayo. Tama po ba?
It's considered parang ganun, non-NATO ally.
So, sakop tayo as a major non-NATO ally, although it's alleged that the executive order of President Trump seeks to protect Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel, all non-NATO allies are in fact covered. Tama po ba?
Well, ma'am, I don't really know if there's exactly that kind of provision.
Well, it's written very clearly in the executive order.
I mean that I will protect them from ICC. I think ang aim ng US is really to protect US targets in case a country helps in getting a US target arrested by ICC, they may come in.
Since the Philippines continues to reject the jurisdiction of the ICC, we're not a party to the Rome Statute, both of the conditions indicated in the executive order. Is the former president therefore a protected person under the issuance of President Trump?
I don't believe that that would be covered. In fact, we have.
Why not? We are a major non-NATO ally.
We've not heard anything from the United States on this point.
Don't need to be told. We just comply with the law.
Well, as I said, we have not heard anything from the U.S. in that. In fact,
I think we're not expecting to hear from them.
Well, I think they would have come to us. In fact, when we've had talks with them, our talks have been on very different issues. Our most recent talks. But I'm not quite sure whether that's exactly...
I'm just considering that the wording of Section 8D2 of that issuance says, citizen or lawful resident of an ally of the U.S. has not consented to the ICC jurisdiction or is not a state party to the Rome Statute. A very plain reading will say who is within the coverage. So, we've not consented to ICC jurisdiction. We're not a state party. Paulit-ulit po. At ang Pilipinas ay talagang dineklara major non-NATO ally. Di po ba?
Well, yung major non-NATO ally has been there for a number of years. But I'll just say first on the
jurisdiction. Kaya nga, hindi naman nagbabago yan. Matagal na yan.
But on the jurisdiction, since we are not a member or no longer a member of the ICC, we've already made very clear we were not under jurisdiction. What happened in the case of President Duterte was that our cooperation was with the Interpol, and that we are a member of the Interpol, and there's nothing in the U.S. statement that says cooperation with Interpol would not be acceptable. So we did not...
I'm not making reference to any of that. I haven't mentioned Interpol. It came from your Secretary
we have not cooperated directly with ICC because they have no jurisdiction over the Philippines, and we have not been.
But we're using an ICC warrant. The Interpol has never issued a warrant. President Duterte is not wanted by the Interpol. They were just relaying. Look at the email in the diffusion order.
Well, the cooperation, all I can say about cooperation is with the Interpol, not with the ICC directly.
I think that's not the question, sir. It's unresponsive. Have we consented to the ICC jurisdiction?
No, we have not. And that's why we have cooperated with Interpol. That's why I don't believe we fall under that U.S. executive order. And anyway, I believe if there were any issue, it would have certainly been brought to our attention.
Yes, Secretary Remulla mentioned in the first hearing international humanitarian law, which confused everyone because it only refers to wartime relief and largely to the Red Cross. And possibly crimes against humanity as part of customary international law. Papayag tayo, pero yung jurisdiction ng ICC, customary na rin. May universal recognition of ICC jurisdiction. Paano nangyari yun?
I don't get it, ma'am.
You referred to the basis of the Interpol and the ICC warrant. Since we are no longer under the jurisdiction of the ICC, ang sabi po ninyo, yung international humanitarian law, ang
Ma'am, it's
ini-invoke nyo.
the world community.
Paggera naman yun.
It's the world community that has a regime that recognizes international humanitarian law and gross violation of human rights, ma'am.
Pero kahit may international humanitarian law, which is really irrelevant in this case, wala namang digmaan, wala namang hinaharang na
Then it's a human rights
workers.
factor, ma'am.
Pero hindi naman siguro universal recognition of ICC jurisdiction.
No, more than
Meron bang
100
ganon?
more than 100 countries do recognize the jurisdiction.
Yes, but even if you're not a member, you fall under them. Akala ko sabi mo hindi.
Ano nga ho the country is not, but the individuals are. Kasi ano nga ito parang, in fact, yung mga sinulat po after the arrest of the former president, it changes the complexion of politics. Kasi yung impunity may have a lesser role in the future.
Yes.